Shield volcano. A shield volcano is wide and gently sloping, almost like a giant shield lying on the ground. It forms when thin, runny lava comes out of the Earth's crust and spreads over large distances before cooling. Because the lava flows easily, it can travel far from the eruption point and slowly build up the volcano over many eruptions. Shield volcanoes usually have broad shapes rather than steep peaks. Mauna Loa in Hawaii is one of the largest shield volcanoes on Earth.
Cinder cone volcano. A cinder cone is a relatively small volcano with steep sides and a simple cone shape.
It forms when an eruption throws pieces of volcanic rock, ash, and other material into the air. These pieces fall around the opening and gradually build a cone. Cinder cones can form much faster than large volcanoes, sometimes developing during a single period of volcanic activity. They are often found near larger volcanoes or along areas where magma can reach the surface. Stratovolcano. A stratovolcano is a tall, steep-sided volcano made from many layers of hardened lava, ash, and volcanic rock. Its magma is usually thicker than the lava from a shield volcano, so it does not flow as easily. Gas and pressure can become trapped inside, sometimes leading to powerful explosive eruptions. These volcanoes often have the classic mountain shape people imagine when they hear the word volcano. Mount Fuji in Japan and Mount Vesuvius in Italy are famous examples. Lava dome. A lava dome forms when very thick lava rises from a volcanic opening but cannot travel very far. Instead of spreading across the ground, the sticky lava piles up around the vent and creates a rounded mound. A lava dome can slowly grow as more lava is pushed from below, sometimes becoming hundreds of meters wide. However, the outer part of the dome can become unstable. If it collapses, hot rock, ash, and gas can rush rapidly down the volcano's sides. Fissure volcano. A fissure volcano does not always have one central cone or opening. Instead, lava escapes through long cracks called fissures in Earth's surface. When the lava is thin enough, it can spread across a huge area and cover the land with thick layers of volcanic rock. Some fissure eruptions can continue for days, weeks, or even longer. Iceland has many examples of fissure eruptions because it sits in an area where Earth's crust is being pulled apart. Caldera volcano. A caldera forms when a very large eruption removes a huge amount of magma from beneath a volcanic system.
After the magma chamber loses enough material, the ground above it may become unsupported and collapse inward. This creates a large crater-like depression that can be several kilometers wide. Some calderas later fill with water and look like enormous lakes rather than volcanoes. Yellowstone in the United States is located above a massive volcanic caldera. Mare volcano. A mare is a broad, shallow volcanic crater that forms when rising magma meets groundwater. The intense heat can cause the water to turn rapidly into steam, creating a powerful explosion that blasts rock and volcanic material outward. The result is usually a low crater rather than a tall mountain. Over time, rainwater and groundwater can collect inside the crater and form a lake. Because of this, some mare volcanoes look like ordinary lakes at first glance. Complex volcano. A complex volcano is a volcanic area that contains several vents, cones, domes, or other volcanic structures. Instead of all the activity coming from one simple opening, magma may reach the surface through different locations over time. This can create a much more complicated landscape than a single volcanic cone. Some complex volcanoes develop after thousands of years of repeated eruptions, with newer structures forming on or around older ones. Submarine volcano. A submarine volcano forms beneath the ocean, and these volcanoes are extremely common because much of Earth's volcanic activity happens on the seafloor. When they erupt underwater, the surrounding seawater cools the lava very quickly, creating distinctive volcanic rock. Some submarine volcanoes remain hidden beneath the ocean forever. Others continue erupting and growing until they eventually rise above sea level and form new islands. Subglacial volcano. A subglacial volcano erupts beneath a thick layer of ice or a glacier. The heat from the magma can melt large amounts of ice around the eruption, producing water, steam, and unusual volcanic structures. If enough volcanic material builds up, the volcano may eventually break through the ice. These eruptions can also cause sudden floods when large amounts of melted water escape from beneath a glacier. Iceland is especially well known for volcanoes that interact with ice. Mud volcano.
A mud volcano is different from a normal volcano because it usually does not erupt molten rock. Instead, it releases a mixture of mud, water, gases, and other material from underground. Pressure from underground gases and fluids pushes the muddy material toward the surface, where it can build a small cone or mound. Some mud volcanoes bubble gently, while others can release material more forcefully. They are found in several parts of the world, especially in areas with underground oil and natural gas deposits. Supervolcano. A supervolcano is a term used for a volcanic system capable of producing an exceptionally large eruption. These eruptions can release enormous amounts of ash, rock, and volcanic gases into the atmosphere, far more than a typical volcanic eruption. Supervolcanoes are often associated with huge magma systems and large calderas rather than a single mountain-shaped cone. Yellowstone is one well-known example of a supervolcanic system. Despite the name, a supervolcano is not a special type of volcano based on its shape. The term mainly refers to the enormous potential size of its eruptions.